biggest concern would be that the students, like the passage rate for their test would decrease, and I would be held accountable for it. But it's not about me.
All right, my biggest concern going into this year was that my D and F rate would increase, but after getting the students used to the curriculum, they worked very hard this year.
Thanks.
My biggest concern was that I was going to have to lower my standards for students, but a surprising moment in the classroom was that I didn't have to do that they were able to meet me at the higher rigor that I had for this set for the AP students.
So some concerns that I had were that there were just going to be so many kids in my AP class that really didn't have the foreknowledge to do well in my class and be successful. I think one of the things that concerned me was just like, okay, they're just throwing all these kids in AP. That was kind of the idea that was kind of going around. But how I feel is I am preparing these kids for college, and as we go through, I have the lab, I have other things where I can kind of pull them up. Is everybody getting an A or a B? No, but I know that they're in a better place than if they were just in regular stats.
One of the moments that has been one of the most impactful to me, or an aha moment, was in the beginning of the year when you had students taking their first AP class ever, and they had difficulty writing a thesis or an intro paragraph, and now that we're halfway through the school year, they're able to write 3 or 4 paragraphs. Granted, it's not the 5-paragraph requirement, but the fact that they're improving, you can tell how proud they are of themselves for achieving that.
One thing that I find impactful is that knowing 36% of students who graduate and go off to college get a 4-year degree, and that's it. And that percentage increases greatly with them just being enrolled and taking an AP class, not even passing with a 3 or higher. And if they pass with a 3 or higher, that percentage increases immensely. And seeing first-time AP takers have pride in themselves for being in an AP class and being successful.
And I think what it is as well is that it's not just about them taking the AP test at the end of the year, it's about them succeeding and overcoming that challenge that they thought they could not do at the beginning of the year.
For sure. And I think being prepared for college, I think it's more, it's a better experience for them.
Well, I'm so excited because last year I only had 1 section, and this year to have 2 sections of AP Stats is really awesome. So I'm that has been like just a wonderful thing.
All right, my advice to teachers just starting EOS at their school would be to be open, to realize you'll have kids who've never taken AP, who may not have the skills that you thought kids would have coming in, but be open because the kids will rise to the challenge.
And that's something that I noticed in the classroom, that criteria that normally fit the standard AP, our students are not necessarily fall into that criteria, but they are meeting us exactly where we would want them to be. And so being open and being accepting and understanding that in that classroom you're going to have difficulties, but you're going to have to adjust some of the things that you need. And so being open is a great thing.
I would say one thing would be having support with other AP teachers, relying on them and being able to have conversations about what's going on in their classes and maybe see what helps, and you can use that. Also, I would think what could be, besides being open to it, I think open to also talking to the students and seeing where they might be struggling as well, so that way maybe you can help them on a different end so that way they can be successful too.
And we have AP meetings here that we meet with the other AP teachers that allow us to work together and in a cooperative learning environment, so that we have that meeting time that we can meet with each other and talk about our concerns and struggles and successes that we've had in the classroom.
Okay, so when it comes to the rigor, I was very nervous about having to slow down with the rigor, but as you go through it, you notice you don't have to slow down as much as I had thought I would have to. The kids are willing to work, they're willing to accept the challenge, like I said before, and a lot of them are doing very well